Hi everybody, this is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another DVD review. Recently I just watched the final DVD produced of Ruby Gloom. Well, they might have more, but I don't know. This is the only other one I know that actually exists, and I had a hard time getting my hands on this one. I had to go to Barnes & Noble just to find it, but in the first episode we learned that Misery actually has quite the unbelievable voice, but only when she's asleep. When she's awake, she just sounds like a banshee, which is what she is. Second episode has Frank and Len experiencing writer's block for writing a song about all their friends. So they have a dream about getting inside of the heads of the different characters. And there's one thing I noticed. So something I read on Wikipedia, but one of the producers for Ruby Gloom actually worked on Beetlejuice the cartoon, and when you hear the doorbell, it's that very same sound effect that they used in Beetlejuice. I thought, I knew it, and I recognized it. I thought, how could I recall something all the way back from when I was 8 or something? I think maybe I was 7 or 8, but I remembered that sound effect, and I couldn't believe. I thought, the sound effects come back, and I know where it's from. Crazy, isn't it? But it's nice to know that one of the producers of that show actually worked on Ruby Gloom as well. And of course it has the same kind of theme, that gothic theme, and the morbid humor. And then of course there's another episode, it's called Schoolboys Don't Cry, and Schoolboy is trying to find where he fits in, and he's trying to make a club. Well, actually he tries to make himself kind of a niche, so to speak, in others' clubs, and then he finds these hepcats that are from the bayou, and they later call themselves the Skeletoons. So I thought, oh, this is the episode that the Skeletoons are from. So yeah, I really like them. They're really hip characters and very fresh and chic. And me loving Mardi Gras, of course, yeah, I love the Skeletoons. I really liked the last episode too, because it's that whole idea of be watchful of the cute ones. The cute ones are usually the most psychotic, and we've seen this trope maybe one too many times, but it's also a theme that runs through one of my favorite episodes of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, with one of my favorite ponies, which would be Pinkamena Diane Pie. Yeah, I like Twilight too, but Pinky I can relate to, just because I can't be serious for too long. I can never take anything seriously. I can be. I know how to. It's just that I like to joke, and I like to have fun, and I like to laugh, and I like to make other people laugh, and I seem to be very good at that. And also, I learned that laughter is the best medicine. This is one thing that I also gained from my mother, because my mother was a registered nurse, and she dealt with quite a few ordeals in her life. And one thing that she probably never really lived down was the fact that there was a child in the school that choked on a hamburger. Actually, this was done through a dare. It was no fault of her own. She did everything in her power that she could do to save this young boy's life. And of course the parents kind of got on my mom's case, and she had lost children before, if you know from my past reviews how her family died, and it's all very tragic, and I'm not sure how she coped through it, because if I were a parent, I don't know if I could have. I probably would have become suicidal and killed myself. Granted, she came through it, and she is probably the most resolute, resilient, dedicated woman I've ever met. And she went through an Annamayya walk, and if you don't know what that is, that's basically a spiritual retreat where you come closer to God, and I'm pretty sure she was able to vent quite a things off her chest that I still don't know. And I'm her daughter. She's the closest thing that I had to a sister. And we were hooked at the hip like Dad and I are, but Dad and I are actually closer than Mom and I ever were. Strangely enough, I learned quite a bit from her, and the DVD also proves that friendship is magic. Sorry, I see what I told you. I can't be serious for one bleeding second. I just can't help it. Anyway, friendship is important. It has all the morals and values that you would expect. It's like My Little Pony, only in more gothic sense, and it's just so adorable. And I love the characters, and the episode that I think was my favorite was a lone voice, or I forget what it's called. It's the one that features Misery, and usually Misery is the one that's getting, she's basically a walking Murphy's Law, and she always gets picked on, but she always sees, she has this strange sense of optimism. I don't know what else to call it, but she'll walk out in the rain and she'll say, "Oh, it's a perfect day." I mean, a very deadpan. Maybe I could do a good impersonation. I don't know if I can or not, because I'm more like Ruby. I'm an Iris combined, because I'm very upbeat and happy. But I think I could do a very dour, deadpan. And she'll go out and she'll look up at the sky. It's raining. "Oh, it's a perfect day. Yay!" And she just goes on. And it's so funny just to see her react. Or she'll hit her head on a kind of a shelf, and she'll say, "Ow." Or she'll get struck by lightning, and she'll say, "Ow." Or she'll fall down, she says, "Ow." Poor Misery. I just feel for her. And that episode of Schoolboy Still Cries, actually another one I really enjoy, because her hair just will not behave itself. It keeps going into the updo, that up and went, as she says, and it turns into the spider web, and she says, "I would like to make my hair a no-fly zone," and then the flies gravitate toward the web in the middle of her hair. And that part just cracked me up. I just love that kind of humor. Of course, the minisodes are cute too. This DVD also has more of that kind of hinting. Well, it's more obvious that a relationship or what is to become. But I actually wrote a fanfic about this, about Skullboy and Ruby Gloom, and I wrote a fanfic about the two getting married because I really want to see that happen. I don't know if it ever happened in the original series. I mean, she's just a kid in the original series, so it would be ridiculous to do that. So it's just kind of a crush. I mean, she likes him. It's not love yet, because she's not in that awkward teenager stage yet. But I think that evolutionarily speaking, and logically saying, and if you know how pheromones work later on in your life, that will develop into a romantic relationship. Well, it should. I mean, I don't know if the creators ever decided to do that, but I really enjoyed this particular DVD, and it was just very entertaining, and I highly recommend it if you see the others. But this is probably the hardest one to get a hold on, just because it's difficult to come by. You can't get it at Walmart. You got to go on Barnes and Noble and get it from there yourself. But as far as the DVD is concerned, 2 thumbs, 5 stars. And I shall see you again next time. So hopefully you're not snowed in somewhere, and hopefully your power's still on, and hopefully you're staying warm, and eating your Jewish penicillin and keeping the bugs away. Until next time, live long and prosper, and ciao tutti.